Hi and hello everyone. This is your Mansoor from Department of English. Today we are going to discuss 12th English Unit 5 Poem 5 A Father to His Son, written by Carl August Sandburg. Unit 5, that is Poem 5 A Father to His Son, Carl August Sandburg. Before we start this poem, I would like to give some introduction. What is that introduction means? The father is giving a piece of advice to his son. What is that advice means? He should face the life like a rock facing the storms. The life is not soft, it is very hard. He should face the life like a rock facing the storms. And he should be gentle. He must not greedy. Though the life is very hard, he must be gentle, and also he should not be greedy. He should not be money-minded. He must learn a lesson from his mistakes. The father is advising his son. Whatever the mistakes, don't worry about that. You have to do many mistakes. If you are committing the mistakes, you can learn many lessons from that mistakes. And also, solitude must be used to create many things, many thoughts. If you are in solitude, you can have many thoughts and also the thinking. He must be unique in all aspects of life. He is different from others, and he must understand himself completely. The father is advising his son. He has to understand the life completely. Now, we can discuss about the author. Sandburg was born in Galesburg, Illinois, to parents of Swedish ancestry. What's the meaning of Swedish means? Those who are in Ireland, we have to say it as Irish. Those who are in Scotland, we have to say it as Scottish. Those who are in Sweden, we have to say it as Swedish. So he was born in Sweden. Carl August Sandburg was born in January 6, 1878 and died in July 22nd, 1967. Was an American poet. Not only the poet, but also a writer and editor. So, poet, a writer and editor. He won 3 Pulitzer Prizes. Not 1 or 2. How many prizes? 3 Pulitzer Prizes. 2 for his poetry, that is for poems. He has got 2 Pulitzer Prizes for his poems and 1 for his biography of Abraham Lincoln, 16th President. 1 Pulitzer Prize. He has written the biography of Abraham Lincoln. What is the difference between biography and autobiography? Autobiography is, auto means self. Biography, self-life writing. But he has written the life of Abraham Lincoln. For that, he has got that 1 Pulitzer Prize. Next, during his lifetime, Sandburg was widely, here widely refers to broadly, regarded as a major figure in contemporary literature. He was a famous man during that time, in all ages of time. Who is famous means one and only, that is Sandburg. Especially for volumes of his collected verses are there. What are the works of Sandburg means? Chicago Poems in 1916, Cornhuskers in 1918, and Smoke and Steel in 1920. These are all the works of Sandburg. He enjoyed unrivaled appeal as a poet in his day. What is the meaning of unrivaled? Means having no equal. No one is equal to Sandburg because he has got the name and fame in his writing. That's why they have used the word unrivaled. And also because the breadth of his experience connected him with many strands of American life, shots of life. He know all the walks of life, especially the American people's lifestyle. That's why he has got more prizes. And his death in 1967. He has died in 1967. President Lyndon B. Johnson. What is the meaning of B. Johnson? Means Baines. What is the meaning of Baines? Means short form we will say it as LB. BJ, that is Lyndon B. Johnson, President of US, that is 36th President of US, observed, and what he has said means Carl Sandburg was more than the voice of America. He is not saying that he is the voice of America, more than that the voice of America. The President itself has told he is not the voice of America, more than that, and the point of his strength and genius. He has more strong power, willpower, and also he was very genius, and he was America. At last, what he has told, he was not the more than the voice of America. He was America. At last, what the President has said is he was America. Now we can discuss the poem. The introduction of the poem is: every father wants to make his son a respectable person in some walks of life. That is the dream of the parents. What the parents will be thinking means, the parents, they have to make their children a respectable children in some walks of life. He advises the boy in several ways to make him a good citizen. But youngsters hardly realize the value of that advice. They often idle away their time. Elders know the value of time, so they feel sorry for their reckless use of time. The elders, they don't waste their time. But here is an unusual father who allows his son to waste his time. Yes, he is allowing the son to waste his time. What the parents never allow to waste the time. But here is a father, unusual father, allowing his son to waste his time. A person may remain physically ideal, but his mind is never ideal. What a wonderful line. What is that? The mind, physically he may be ideal, lazy. But whenever we are lazy, our mind will be working double time. So the father is advising, no need of worrying, though he is lazy. When the body does nothing, the mind is double active. He is able to find out the mission of his life. Only such people bring about great changes in the world. This is the introduction of the poem. Now we can discuss, nearly 9 stanzas are there in that poem. Now we can discuss stanza wise. In that first stanza, a father sees his son nearing manhood. What shall he tell that son? He is hard, be steel, be a rock, and this might stand him for the storms and serve him for humdrum monotony. Humdrum is a glossary word. Humdrum monotony means boring. If you are going on doing the routine work, you may feel bored. For that we can use the word monotony. That is monotonous. Humdrum monotony. This is the glossary word. Now I will explain the first stanza. A father finds his son reaching adolescence, childhood to adulthood. That is adolescent, manhood. He is entering the world of adulthood. The father knows that it is a dangerous period. Which is a dangerous period? That is at adulthood, adolescent age, manhood. The father knows that it is a dangerous period in a person's life. The boy badly needs the advice of his experienced father. So the father says that life is not soft. At the time the father is saying life is not soft, but it is very hard, and as such a person should be like a steel or a rock to face the challenges of life. Not only that, persons, perhaps this advice will serve the young boy from many problems of day-to-day life. This advice will help that boy whenever he is feeling bored or whenever he is depressed. At that time the advice of the father will help that boy in day-to-day life and also in all walks of life. This is the explanation for the first stanza. In second stanza, what they have given, and guide him among sudden betrayals and tighten him for slack movements. Life is a soft loam. Be gentle, go easy, and this to too might serve him. Brutes have been gentled where lashes failed. In that second stanza, what the explanation? The father's advice might help him face disappointments in life. Whenever the boy is facing disappointments in his life, who will help means only the father's advice. And he will be able to be alert at casual movements. Whenever he is casual during that movements, which will help him means only the advice of the father. Then the father tells his son that life is a fertile soil. Here you have to note down what is the figure of speech. They will ask the question. You have to write metaphor. Why? What is the reason? Comparison with like or as, that we have to say it as simile. Comparison will be there without like or as, we have to say it as metaphor. So the line, life is a soft loam, be gentle, go easy. If they are asking, you have to write it as metaphor. So fertile soil, life is a fertile soil, and hence he should be gentle and go easy. Though the life is hard, how the son must be? He must be gentle. He must be soft enough, and he must be an easygoing person. He has to mingle with others. He should not be too hard. That is the advice of the father. And this is no doubt another piece of sound advice. This is also the advice of the father. One can change brutal men into gentle people by handling them in a soft manner. Again, the figure of speech is there. Brutes have been gentle where lashes failed. They will ask, what is the meaning of brutes have been means? Here you have to write it as antithesis. What is the meaning of antithesis? Contrast. What is the meaning of contrast? Opposite ideas. What they have given, the synonyms and antonyms like brutes, gentle. The stone-hearted person can be transformed into a gentle man. How? By giving love, by giving affection, by giving the advice for that he must be a easygoing person. This is the advice in the second stanza. Though the life is very hard, you have to take it as easy. And then what happens? Whenever you are mingling with others, you have to be very kind and gentle enough. And also in this stanza, two figure of speeches are there. Life is a soft loam, be gentle, go easy. That is metaphor. Because life is compared to the fertile soil. That is soft loam, glossary word. Soft loam means fertile soil. Brutes have been gentle. Brutes, gentle. Hard-hearted, softness. So that has been given. That we have to say it as antithesis. What is the figure of speech? Antithesis. This is the explanation for stanza 2. Now stanza 3. The growth of a frail flower in a pot has sometimes shattered and split a rock. A tough will counts, so does desire, so does a rich soft wanting. Without rich wanting nothing arrives. Again I am saying in the third stanza is also there one figure of speech, that is antithesis. How we can say in the third stanza also antithesis means what they have given, frail flower. What is the meaning of frail? Soft flower. The flower, how the flower has explained, the flower will be very soft. And in next line what they have given, rock. How the rock will be? The rock will be very hard. The soft flower, hard rock. So contrast, opposite ideas. There we have to write it as antithesis. The rock, why what they have given, why they have given that type of explanation means in third stanza, a tender flower, that is flower, may at times shatter and split a rigid rock. Though the flower, it may be soft, sometimes the soft flower, what it does, it splits the rock into pieces while at the time of growing. And also, for this, determination is needed. We must have the strong determination. For that, if you are strong in mind, you can do anything and also everything. One should need a desire to achieve things. You must have the strong desire. Whatever may be the goal, whatever may be the achievements, for that what you must have means, you must have the strong desire to achieve things, one should want things in refined manner. Not only that, without a desire for riches, nothing can be done. Whatever the work we are doing, for that what you need is that is the desire. You must have the strong desire to achieve anything and also everything. That's why they have given like that. Now, in that fourth stanza, tell him too much money has killed men and left them dead years before burial. The quest of lucre behind a few easy needs has twisted good enough men sometimes into dry word worms. Here two glossary words are there. One is quest of lucre. What is the meaning of quest of lucre? Means money gained in a dishonorable way. That is the glossary word. Quest of lucre means money gained in a dishonorable way. Ithward. What is the meaning of ithward? Means frustrated. Worms means creatures. What is the explanation in that fourth stanza? Means the father should tell the boy the possession of too much money has ruined the people. What happens if you are going on behind the money? Most of the person, they are money-minded persons. What they are going beyond that money, they are going back on that money. For that, what happened is that such unduly wealthy people have as if they were dead even while they are physically alive. They may be physically alive, but they are equal to dead. They are equal to dead. They are like dead bodies, though they are living. Don't aim too much of money. Some basic needs are there. According to that basic needs, you earn money. Don't be money-minded person. Don't be a money-minded person. So we are earning the money for what purpose? We have to fulfill our basic needs. For that purpose you earn. That should be in a right way. That should be in a honorable way. That should be in a honest way. Not in a dishonest way. That is why the father is saying, the father should tell the boy that possession of too much money has ruined people. Such unduly wealthy people have as if they were dead even while they are physically alive. The search of money behind one's basic needs has turned even good men into a frustrated worms. What is the meaning of what means frustration? They are like the worms. They are like the creatures. They are not the human beings. What the type of people they will do? Often they will be hurting others. They are money-minded. The mind is full of money. They have to earn money. So behind that, if you are earning, means they are equal to dead bodies. Not only they are equal to dead bodies, apart from that, the poet has explained that they are the worms, they are the creatures, they are not the human beings. So my son, what is my advice is that don't be a money-minded person. This is what he has explained in that fourth stanza. Now we can discuss fifth stanza. Tell him time as a stuff can be wasted. Tell him to be a fool ever so often and to have no shame over having been a fool, yet learning sometimes out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies. What is the meaning of follies? Means mistakes. Here the figure of speech is there. What is the figure of speech? Two figure of speeches are there. Comparison with like or as, simile. What they have given? Tell him time as a stuff. There we can write it as simile. Another one figure of speech is there. Tell him as a stuff can be wasted. Again they have used tell him. The words are repeated. Tell him, tell him. For that, what is the figure of speech? You can write it as repetition. Either simile or you can write it as repetition. What is the meaning of folly? Means mistakes. Now explanation for fifth stanza. The father should tell the boy that time can sometimes be wasted without doing anything. None will say. What the parents will be saying often, we should not waste the time. Always we have to spend only on reading. Not even a single minute. If you are wasting means, what the parents they will do? They will start scolding. But here is a father, unusual father. The father is like a friend. What's the advice? Waste the time without doing anything. No need of worrying about that. One advertisement is there. Especially I think so the advertisement, 5-star advertisement. One grandma will be asking to help. The boy will not help. He will be sitting simply. The grandma will be getting to get something. At the time, something will be falling on that grandma. At the time the advertisement comes, you are not doing anything. That's why I have said, don't do anything. Yes, I won't do anything. The boy will be saying the advertisement like that. The father is advising here, don't do anything. You can waste the time. A man can be a fool at times. He need not be feel ashamed of his foolishness. Others, if they are insulting you, you may feel ashamed in front of others. Sure, over maybe. If they are insulting in front of others means you may feel ashamed. But the father is saying here, what he is saying? A man can be a fool. Be a fool. Don't worry about that. Be a fool at times and in not to feel ashamed of his foolishness. Others they are saying you are a fool means don't worry about that. Why you worry? Don't worry about that. And also you should learn a lesson from each of his follies. What is the meaning of follies? Means mistakes. Whenever you are doing mistake, whenever you are committing a mistake, you can learn a lesson from that mistakes. So you need not worry about that. Whenever you are doing the mistakes, whenever you are committing the mistakes, don't worry about that. From that mistake, you can learn a lesson. And you should not repeat the same follies in his life. What happened? You can do many mistakes, but whatever the mistake you are doing, again you don't do that type of mistake. This is the advice given by his father. What the father is saying? You do many mistakes, but you should not repeat the mistakes. You waste the time. Whenever you're wasting the time, your mind will be working double time. You can gain knowledge. And also, whenever you are a fool, others they are saying you as a fool, don't feel ashamed of that, because others they may not know your character. So you take your life as it takes. So this is the explanation for 5th stanza. Next, now we can discuss 6. Thus, arriving at intimate understanding of a world numbering many fools, tell him to be alone often and get at himself, and above all, tell himself no lies about himself, whatever the white lies, and protect you frowns. Here, one figure of speech is there. What is the figure of speech? They have repeated, tell him, tell him. Whenever the word is repeating, there we have to write it as repetition. What you have to write? Repetition. And also in that 6th stanza, what the poet is saying, the boy will have a close understanding of the world. The father is advising, try to understand the minds of the people. The life will be very hard. Though the life is very hard, you have to be very soft. You have to be very gentle. You must be an easygoing person. Don't be like a rock, like a rigid person. Be soft in your character. And also not only that, close understanding of the world, which is full of fools. The boy will have a close understanding of the world, which is full of fools. Others, they may be passing commands on you that you are a fool. Don't worry about that. The world is full of fools. You need not worry about that. At any cost, at any one situation, each and every person, he may be a fool. So each and every mistake, you learn many things. Don't feel ashamed of it. And the father should tell him to be alone as much as possible and understand himself. What the father is advising, the parents often advise, don't be alone, solitude, because whenever you are alone, you may be getting some time to do many mistakes. But here is a father, unusual father. What the father is advising, be alone and learn what is life, what is world. Then only you can understand the minds of the people. The father should tell him to be alone as much as possible and understand himself. One song is there. உன்னை அறிந்தால் நீ உன்னை அறிந்தால் இந்த உலகத்தில் போராடலாம். Like that, the father is advising. We may be saying, if you are asking 5 persons, we will be saying the 5 different persons' character, whatever they are doing. The 5 persons are asking what is your character, we may not say it because we are going on watching other persons, we are not understanding ourselves. The parent, I mean here the father is advising his son, try to understand yourself, what is plus and minus. And that's why the boy should not tell lies to himself even though he may tell harmless lies to others. That's why they have given the word white lies. What is the meaning of white lies means? Without causing harm to others. If you are saying that lies means that lies can be considered as white lies. The father is saying never tell lies though you are hurting others or not. Harmless lies, don't tell lie with others. And also not only that, even the poet is saying the boy should not tell lies to himself. Sometimes we will be cheating others, sometimes we will be cheating ourselves. We will be telling lies to ourselves. Like that type of lies, white lies also, avoid telling that. Always be honest, be gentle, and you have to be alone. Then only you can understand the world. Not only the world, you can understand yourself. This is the explanation for 6th stanza. And also in that 7th stanza, he may use against other people, tell him solitude is creative if he is strong, and the final decisions are made in silent rooms. You have to underline this word. What is the meaning of silent rooms? That is a figure of speech. What is the figure of speech means? Transferred epithet. What is the meaning of transferred epithet means? Listen, comparison with like or as, that is simile. Comparison without like or as, that is metaphor. Already I have given the explanation for antithesis, that is contrast ideas. Brute people and gentle people, soft flower and also hard rock. Here another one figure of speech is there, transferred epithet. Silent rooms means rooms are not silent. Now I can say silent rooms in my school. Why? The students are not there. That's why that are considered as silent rooms. The rooms are not silent. The students or persons are not there. That's why that has been considered as silent rooms. For that we have to say it as transferred epithet. Underline that word. Silent rooms means transferred epithet. The rooms are not silent. The persons or students are not there. That's why the rooms are silent. For that we have to say it as transferred epithet. Tell him to be different from other people if it comes natural and easy being different. In 7th stanza, the father should tell his son that a mentally strong person benefits from solitude. Another one advice is there. Be alone. If you are alone, you can understand yourself, and also the advice is that you must be mentally strong. If you are mentally weak, then you have chance to do many mistakes during that time. That's why the father is advising his son, mentally be prepared. Mentally you have to be very, very strong. And also not only that, strong person benefits from solitude. And also major decisions in all walks of life are taken by leaders while they are alone in the lonely room. The rooms are there, silent rooms. What the father is advising is that many decisions are taken only in silent rooms when they are alone. Many changes they have taken when they are alone. That's why he is saying you have to be alone, and the life are taken by leaders while they are alone in lonely rooms. The father should advise him to be different from others. You have to be unique. You have to be different from others. You should not be same like others in a natural way, not in a straight manner. The character should be nature, not artificial. Change your character. You have to adapt according to the situation. That should not be artificial. That should be natural one. This is what the poet is saying in that 7th stanza. In that 8th stanza, let him have a lazy days, seeking his deeper motives. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and free imaginations. Important stanza. What they have used. Lazy days means days are not lazy. You are lazy during the days. That's why they have used as lazy days. What is the figure of speech means? Transferred epithet. In the transferred epithet, and seeking his deeper motives, let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, and Michael Faraday, and free imaginations. Here another one figure of speech is there. What is the figure of speech? Free imaginations. What is the meaning of free imaginations? Imaginations are not free. He is free from imagination. He can think whatever in the mind. He has the rights to think everything and anything. Why he is saying like that means in that 8th stanza, the boy may spend some of his time in a lazy manner, and it will help him to go more profound motives in life. If he is alone, if he is lazy, during that time he can gain more knowledge because the mind will be working double time. He should try to understand the purpose of birth and existence. Most of the people, they fail to understand why they are born, why they are dying. We should know the birth. We are born in this world. The God has given the opportunity. We have to achieve something in your life. Without achieving means you are like creatures. What is the difference between human beings and others? Means the God has given a very good opportunity. We have to achieve something in our life. This is what the father is advising his son. And also, if you are alone means, in a lonely room means, what you can means, you can understand some great persons. Who are that great persons? Means Wright brothers invented the first aeroplane. And Pavlov, what is the meaning of Pavlov? A Russian physiologist. And also Pasteur means father of microbiology, and Michael Faraday, an English scientist who contributed to the study of electromagnetism and electrochemistry. And what you happen, you can understand all these persons. They are all considered as great person in particular field. My son has to come up in their life. How he can come up in their life means you can understand the famous personalities. How the famous personalities, they are in silent rooms, they are taking the decisions, they are making the decisions, they are implementing the decisions. So the decisions are taken only in the silent rooms. If you are silent means you can understand all these persons. Shakespeare, the father of English drama, Shakespeare and Wright brothers invented the first aeroplane. Not only that, Pasteur, father of microbiology, Pavlov, Russian physiologist, Michael Faraday, an English scientist, and these are all uncontrollable. You must have imagination. Don't control the imagination. You feel free. Beyond the limit, you think whatever you want, you do it. Though you are committing a mistake, don't worry about that. Be a fool in front of others, don't worry about that. Be a lazy person. But at last, how my son will realize himself and he can achieve success in his life. That is why the poet is, the father is advising his son, waste your time. And at last, stanza 9, bringing changes into your world, resenting change. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own. What the last stanza, 9th stanza means, the boy with such uncontrolled imagination. Why they are saying uncontrolled imagination means don't control your imaginations. You have the power of thinking. Think freely. And also will be able to change the world. If you want to change the world, you have to change yourself first. Then only you can change the world. For that you need free imaginations. While normally dislikes the change. what happen if you are changing something, mean the entire world will dislike it. Don't worry about that, change it as you want. He will stand alone and have time to do the work for which he can be created by God. Why the God has created him means to change the world, to bring some changes in the world. If you want to change the world, change yourself, be alone and achieve success in your life. This is the unusual father advising his son. Read the poem again and watch the video and understand the poem. Thank you for watching.